Welcome to the juiciest, most delicious, yummiest doner kebab you've ever had in your life. Okay, we're basing these on portobello mushrooms. Alternatively, you could use breakfast mushrooms, and we're going to use a technique known as compression. So take our pan, we're going to put it on high heat. Aha! Pan on high heat. I'm going to go with a little sesame oil just to add in a little bit of flavor. So we're going to base this on 6 portobello mushrooms, and we're going to do them in sets of 3. So in they go into the pan, and we're going to use a technique known as compression. So we're taking a clean pan, make sure the bottom, your rear end is clean. Sorry, that was awful. So what compression is going to do is it's going to help evaporate some of the moisture. Mushrooms are approximately 80 to 90% water, and it's also going to encourage this double grilling effect. While they're on, I'm going to make our flatbread. So I've got 200 grams of a strong flour. I'm going to go in with some baking powder as our rising agent. In on top of that, we're going to go with a generous pinch of salt, approximately half a teaspoon. I'm going to go with a few sesame seeds just for a little bit of colour. I'm going to mix all that together. I have 150 grams of water, and I'm going to bring that together and work it for approximately 5 minutes until we have a window pane effect. Okay, I'm just going to turn our mushrooms and just show you how they are. So they've really started to brown up on one side. Beautiful. So we're just going to really make sure that the compression like this is a double barrel compression technique. Double barrel makes it sound very cool. Okay, so while Steve's mixing this, I'm going to mix up our dressing for our mushrooms. So I've got a few tablespoons of tamari. If you don't have tamari, you could just use soy sauce. I'm going to go with some liquid sweetener. We're using maple syrup. We'll add in a little bit of that. And a little bit of smoked paprika. I just love smoked paprika. It gives that really kind of meaty texture and flavour. Well, it's more like that smoky, oaky kind of note to this. It goes really well with the maple smoked mushrooms. Okay, so we're gonna add our dressing in on top of our mushrooms. Tamari maple glaze. Oh, wow. That's downtown flavor. Just make sure to turn them so you do get all the mushroom getting kind of really marinated or just dipped in that flavor bomb. And you can see how quick it just evaporates and absorbs. I'm gonna add a little bit of water just to deglaze this pan. Wow. Okay, so here's a few breakfast mushrooms I've done already, and here's a few more on top. So our dough is well formed, it's lovely and moist, and I've kind of developed now a window pane effect on it. This one's quite wet, so don't be afraid of adding flour just to make it a little bit easier to handle. I'm going to flour my work surface. So take our dough here and we're going to chop it into quarters, four different pieces, because this recipe will give us 4 flatbreads. So take our rolling pin, flour, and just when you do have it ready, just don't be afraid of just moving around just to take off any excess flour. So we've floured our griddle pan and in it goes. While your twin is working your flatbread, just you start rolling the next one. And if you don't even have a rolling pin, you can just do it with your hands. It's quite a fun process. Like literally take your dough, flour it, just flatten it down. It's really tactile. It's really fun thing to do. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm a little strange, but I think as humans we've been making bread or playing with dough for thousands of years, I reckon. Or maybe, let's go with hundreds, let's be safe. I'd go with thousands, sure, why not? Let's go with thousands. Yes, some people might get angry. No, they won't. No, they won't. Okay, just flatten it out until you're kind of comfortable with it and a shape that you're happy with. It's quite therapeutic, and it saves you having to use a rolling pin. One less thing to wash up. Okay, we have some 2 metal skewers, and it's time to skewer our pre-cooked mushrooms. So we've portobello here. I'm just going to fold them back on themselves. They're a little wobbly. I don't want them to fall apart. So just make sure to make sure to leave them cool enough so that they're easy to handle. Oh yeah! Wow, those are meaty. So I'm going to go with some oyster mushrooms in the middle, obviously. So you're using 2 skewers here. It's definitely easier. Yeah, just you're going to have more rigidity, more solidity. I'm going to go with a little bit of beetroot too. So this is pre-cooked beetroot that we simply just chopped. Was it backpack beetroot? Backpack, so pre-cooked, like. It just gives that kind of red drip. It'll just, once we cook it, you'll see it'll just really kind of ooze its juices. Yeah, if you don't have metal skewers, you can simply use wooden skewers like this. You just have to soak them in water so they don't actually burn. It really does look meaty and substantial. And all the kind of goo coming out of it really just makes it look the juices. Yeah, wow. So we have a pan on high heat. We're going to pop in a little bit of sesame oil. Yeah, we just want to get a nice char on each side. Yeah, so we went with a nice generous amount. So our pan is hot, in this goes. Just be careful with this. And just any of that leftover sauce there from the other mushrooms, just don't be afraid of just pop it in there with the rest of our sauce. And we're just going to baste on a bit of sauce. Baste on. Yeah, it's called basting. Okay, these look fabulous. We're just looking for a nice char, and if they do start to go loose around the top, don't worry, just hold them all together. Now this is my favorite bit. We are going to carve these. Good luck, outstanding. Oh, like it's just so amazing. Like it really just like is so meaty and substantial. Like it's, and what's amazing is this is literally 6 breakfast mushrooms. It's just amazing. Oh, the flavour there. The whole process is just, it's so good. Okay, time to make our tahini garlic cream. So in goes tahini. I'm using light tahini just because it's got a sweeter feel to it, less earthy feel to it. And tahini, in case you're wondering, it's just a ground up sesame seed paste. So it's just pretty much peanut butter, but instead of being made with peanuts, it's made with sesame seeds. Garlic, I'm gonna go with garlic powder. I'm gonna go with about half a teaspoon, in that goes. I'm gonna go with juice of half a lemon. I'm gonna squeeze that in, Mr. Flynn. Up to Mr. Flynn, thank you. Generous pinch of salt, and then water. And water is what we're gonna, depending on whether your tahini was very thick or very thin, you're gonna have to just adjust the water quantity. What you want is where it emulsifies, meaning that the fat and the water comes together to form this really creamy sauce. If you find any of this confusing, we've got a recipe club which is on our app. It's got 500 plus recipes with new recipes added every week. It's amazing. It's a full community of people that want to eat more plant-based. There's weekly live classes, there's more than 100 wellness classes, and what's a wellness class? Like yoga, breath work, and all sorts of whatnot. So it really is amazing. It's only $2.99 a month, so it's amazing. So what you're trying to do is bring it together so it emulsifies into this beautiful, creamy, light, spreadable texture. Okay, time to plate it up. So we have our flatbread. On our base, we are going with a tahini cream. Next, we're going in with our tomato, cucumber, coriander mixture. This will be just our fresh. It's really just fresh, vibrant, and it's got a bit of moisture as well. You can go lots of this. Oh. Mushroom kebab. Load. Leaves around the side. Gherkins and pickles are super important. They add that sense of acidity to it. This is a lacto-fermented chili sauce, which we made really, really nice. You need to try rolling. There's one hell of a doner kebab. How are we going to get our head around that? Oh my God. Look at that. Are you giving this to me? Okay, you want to go? Oh, I'm delighted to go. Do you have a bib? Mmm. 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 There's so much complexity. The chili sauce is amazing. I love the mushrooms. I think it's a combination of green. There's so much going on. That is amazing. Mmm. So much flavour in one bite. Like you nearly have to pause and kind of. Daisy the dog is here and she's jumping up and down looking for a bite too, so that'll tell you how good it is. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching this. We really, if you do cook this, please tag us on social media because it's always great to see it. And as I was saying, we've got a recipe club. It's got more than 500 recipes, but new recipes added every week. There's a link down below. It's on special offer. Do check it out. Thanks a lot.